Hello. Welcome to another English story. Listen carefully and improve your English. This is not a success story. This is not a motivational speech. This is a real story about time, about how quietly it disappears, and how painful it feels when you finally notice it's gone. Let's start. This is the story of a girl who wasn't unlucky. She wasn't poor, she wasn't broken. Her name is Alexandra. She had potential, she had support, she had dreams. What she didn't have was urgency. And that almost cost her everything. My name is Alexandra, and for a long time, my life looked normal, comfortable even. I grew up in a small town. Nothing dramatic ever happened to me. My parents worked hard. They supported me the best they could. I wasn't struggling, and that was the problem. When I was 19, I told myself I had time. When I was 21, I told myself I was still young. When I was 23, I said, I'll figure it out soon. Soon never came. My days blended together. I woke up late, checked my phone, scrolled without thinking. Promised myself I'd do something meaningful later. Later became tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became years. I wasn't lazy. I was just distracted. I watched other people live their lives, while mine stayed, paused. I told myself comparison was unhealthy. But I compared anyway. A girl I went to school with started a business. Another moved to a new city. Someone else followed their passion. I clapped for them, smiled for them, then went back to my room and felt empty. I told myself, my time will come. I didn't realize time doesn't come. It goes. I had dreams, big ones. I imagined success. I imagined freedom. I imagined a life I was proud of. But all of it stayed inside my mind. I planned endlessly, researched endlessly, waited endlessly. I thought thinking was progress. It wasn't. Comfort is dangerous, not because it hurts, but because it doesn't. Comfort whispered, relax. Comfort said, you deserve rest. Comfort said, you can start later. Comfort stole my ambition without me noticing, and I let it. By 25, something felt wrong. Not loud, not dramatic, just heavy. People stopped asking what I was working on. They already knew the answer, nothing. That hurt more than criticism. I was 28 when it happened. I was scrolling on my phone, wasting another evening when I saw a post. An old friend, someone younger than me. She wrote 5 years of hard work, worth every second. Something inside me broke. I realized I didn't recognize my own life anymore. That night I stood in front of the mirror. I looked older, tired, uninspired. Not because life was hard, but because I hadn't lived it. I whispered something I had avoided for years. I did this to myself. Regret doesn't scream. It sits with you. It shows up when you're alone, when no one is watching, when the noise stops. I cried, not because I failed, but because I never tried. And that pain was unbearable. That night I asked myself one question. If nothing changes, will I be proud of myself in 5 years? The answer terrified me. So I made a decision. Not to be motivated, not to feel ready, but to act. The next morning, I woke up early. It felt wrong. uncomfortable, good. I didn't change my life in one day. I changed 1 hour. No phone, no scrolling, just a notebook and honesty. I stopped waiting to feel inspired. I created routines, simple ones. Wake up earlier, learn something every day. Do one uncomfortable thing daily. Some days were boring, some were hard, but they were real. No one noticed at first, no praise, no encouragement. But something inside me was changing. I was keeping promises to myself. That felt better than applause. I failed often. I doubted myself often. But this time I didn't quit because quitting hurts more than effort. I finally understood something important. Time isn't your enemy, but it isn't your friend either. Time only respects action, and it punishes delay. If you're young and listening to this, hear me clearly. You don't need clarity to start. You don't need confidence. You don't need permission. You need movement. Start small, start scared. Just start. Dear younger Alexandra, you weren't lazy. You were afraid. I forgive you. But I wish you had known this earlier. Waiting feels safe, but it's the most dangerous choice of all. One day, time will look at you and ask, "What did you do with me?" There are no excuses, only answers. Make sure yours doesn't hurt to say out loud, "I still regret the years I wasted." That regret never fully disappears. But now I use it as fuel, as fire, as a reminder. Time doesn't forgive, but it does reward those who finally respect it. If this story touched you, don't let it end here. Close this video. Choose one thing you've been avoiding and give it 10 honest minutes today. Because one day you'll either thank yourself or wish you had started sooner. And trust me, the pain is far worse. Please develop yourself always. Travel, learn new languages, spend time with your family and friends. Do whatever you love. Always do your best. What you plant now, you will harvest later. Now it's your turn. Listen again. Practice it every day. Thank you for learning with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.